Hello and good afternoon, and thank you all very much for being here. I think we might be a slightly depleted audience, and I put that down to a strike going on and an awful lot of people having to dash off early from ITB this year. But welcome to what is our second year of the Gender Champion of the Year Award. We're very excited because it's year 2 and we're doubling the number of awards we're doing. So we've not only got an award in the travel and tourism sector, but also in the accommodation sector. To Equality in Tourism, we're a charity that works to empower women throughout the tourism industry and improve gender relations. And I've always said that having an award would be an incredibly important part of that. Awards drive best practice. They identify methods for improvement by showcasing the best, by celebrating excellence and rewarding people who go the extra mile. And this afternoon, we're going to make rewards to companies that do go the extra mile. And when I wanted to do an award, I wanted to showcase organisations' excellence, but I wanted an award that had integrity. I think that there's an awful lot of awards out there that lack that integrity. I wanted an award for the industry that was inclusive, that was an educational tool by just doing the award. But I didn't want it to be so complicated that it would put people off applying. Something that would have teeth, but that would really work. We launched the award last year, and this year we're running it again. And I would really like to thank the Sustainable Hospitality Alliance for sponsoring us, for allowing us to be here, and also their commitment to this incredibly important topic, which lies at the heart of sustainability. And I'd also like to thank ITB for hosting us, having us here, giving us the stage and the space to do this. It shows their commitment to this incredibly important topic. And I have to thank Rika because she is the one that has pushed that door at ITB and made sure that it stayed open for us here. I've always argued that there's no such thing as sustainability without gender equality. And I'm really delighted that we are work with an organisation that promotes sustainability and is committed to gender equality. So, the second year of the Global Award to drive improvement in gender equality. At Equality in Tourism, we support any organisation that wants to take that journey, to integrate gender equality throughout their policies and their practices. And as you're all aware, I think the word that everybody's using around these massive halls is the tourism ecosystem. And the tourism ecosystem is a very broad church, all right? It includes huge organisations and tiny one-woman bands. It includes IT, and it includes accommodation, and it includes travel, and it includes so many different parts. And from right across the globe. And what I'm proud of is this year we had a broader church of applicants trying for this award. So we weren't just looking at the SMEs, we had companies that employ many thousands of people. And our judging panel, who I would like to give a big shout out to and a thanks, really are a global panel that come from very different parts of the industry. Michelle Mason from the Sustainable Hospitality Alliance, Lucy Ferguson from Fabulous Feminists, Hector Ramirez from Lush, the Luxury Sustainable Hotels Association, Charmarie Megal from Responsible Tourism Partnership in Sri Lanka and Associate at Equality in Tourism, and Rika Jean-Francois from here at ITB and also on the board at the GSTC. So thank you very much. We couldn't have done this without you. We really appreciate the time and the effort you went to not only pick one winner, but to pick two this year, and to also for the runners-up. So starting with the runners-up in the accommodation sector, a company with 16,000 employees, so one of the really big players in the game. And they have done a lot in gender equality by supporting women to have permanent posts. You have no idea how important it is for employees to have permanent jobs. The security that a permanent contract brings, and the judges also loved the fact that they had undertaken a gender analysis and that their ongoing gender monitoring includes reps from the workers. And it's because of those wonderful things that we really wanted to commend NH Hotels as the runners-up for the Accommodation Award. So a big round of applause to NH Hotels. It's Alexandra, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't sure if I was looking for a man or a woman with a name like that, which is great. But thank you so much indeed for applying. And let's hope you apply next year. Maybe you'll take away the trophy next time round. But you're doing great things at NH Hotels, and brilliant job. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We worked hard on it. We have opened in 1st of January in a hotel where all the management positions, all the department head positions are women. So we are trying to come there really in a nice way. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. I'm wondering if the video is going to happen. No? Marta, do you have the video? Is it going to happen? Yes, no? No. Okay. So, we've heard about the runners-up. For the winner of the Accommodation Prize, we want to give it to, the judges wanted to give it to a particular programme. And it's a particular programme from a particular country from one of the major hotel chains. And it goes to Accor's Brazil's Embrace programme. And Marta's been able to join us all the way from Brazil. Yeah. And she was going to show you an amazing video, but essentially the programme provides accommodation, a refuge for women who suffer from gender-based violence. But I think you can talk about it better than me. So.
Oh, thank you.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
And please do tell everybody about your fantastic program.
Okay, take a picture here first.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you about the program. It's really A pity that we don't have the video here. I don't know what happens, but anyway, so I can talk about it. Well, first of all, good afternoon to everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for Equality in Tourism to invite me here and also to organize this award, this incredible award. I'm very, very proud and honored to be receiving this award on behalf of Accor and all its teams. Why all its teams? Because all the teams at Accor Brazil worked for this program. We built up this together, and we maintain this program together. So it's something that is done collectively, with a lot of union among all the employees and other partners. So just to tell you the story a little bit, in the middle of the pandemic, we saw this, the violence against women increased a lot. It was just crazy everywhere. But in Brazil was something incredible, was terrible. So as a hospitality company, we thought, what can we do to change this environment, to support the community, to help the women? And then I get emotional because it was the worst time for us in the hospitality. You know, it was terrible because we had to shut down the hotels. It was a very difficult phase for us. We're in the middle of a crisis. It was a huge crisis. But we said, well, when you are weakest, you are strongest, right? So then with the team, we're able to join forces, say, let's do something for the community. And that was amazing because then together we created this product that is called Embrace. It was a totally different product from what we have, and we offer this full board product to the women victims of violence and their children. We have already donated more than almost 7,000 room nights so far to the women and children. For that, we had to train all the teams to define new protocols, including safety, everything you can imagine, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks for the children. So we had to create something completely different. All the teams, headquarter teams and operational teams were part of that. We also were able to develop partnerships, because partnerships are very important when you want to do something like that. So we made a partnership with Avon. They are really good at this cause. They really defend the women cause, but mostly the fight against violence against women and girls. So it's a great partner, and together we created this fund. It's a fund, a social fund, and Embrace is part of the fund. And now, besides our contribution, Avon, Natura contribution, and also Accor contributions for the fund, we are also looking for donors, right? We received some donations and so on, so we're improving it because we are transforming something that was supposed to be temporary into something that is permanent. So now there's the whole transformation of the program. So yeah, that's the program. If we can make the video work, then I'll show you the video so you can have a sense of what we do. There's one thing here. Besides the lodging, we also provide the legal, psychological, and social support with the assistance of an NGO called Bem Querer Mulher. So we have a group of partners working together to make it happen. Right? So just a summary.
I think huge congratulations. I think it's a real testament to going beyond just the sector you do and looking at sustainability to include the community around you and the problems that that community has got and how we can use the power of tourism to help solve the problems. Yes. So the judges were massively impressed by that. And also, very best practice, work together with a local NGO on the ground that really understands the problem of women. Yes. In order to 9,000 bed nights donated to the most brilliant cause. Huge congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And then we have the finalist in the travel section. So from two massive corporations to a very small company doing absolutely wonderful things. The judges loved their clear actions, their transparency. Their website is to die for. Just check it out. It really is. And at Eternal Landscapes, the Mongolian women are the tour guides, but the judges absolutely loved the continuous training, the real personal growth that those Mongolian women from really marginalized communities clearly evidenced, and the fact that men were so included in Eternal Landscapes programs that it was really helping to confront toxic masculinity. Eternal Landscapes offer fantastic flexible work so that the work-life balance of the whole team, irrespective of gender, is really well developed, something that we saw in the winners last year. And also, they are working with communities who are particularly impacted by climate change. So, Jess Brooks from Eternal Landscapes, you are the winner of the Travel and Tourism section of the Gender Champion of the Year Awards.
Okay.
Yes, everywhere, anywhere.
Yeah. This is what it feels like to be in Vogue again.
Yes, absolutely. Have you ever felt like a celeb before?
Never.
Well, you are one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a gender champion.
Yeah, I know. Oh.
So I've told you what the judges had to say. Would you like to say in your own words about why you got this, what you've done, the amazing things? No, please, read us.
I was invited actually to do a video, but because we're such a small company, we don't have a marketing team, and the thought of putting together a video was just overwhelming, really. So I'm just going to, if you don't mind, I'm just going to talk off a few little notes that I put together. Oh, we got yeah. So I don't know if you've been to Mongolia, but if you think of Mongolia, often it's sold through stereotypes and cliches as a country that's little changed since the time of Genghis Khan. But that isn't the reality on the ground, and that sort of marketing also dismisses a lot of people from being supported and being able to work in tourism. And on top of that, a lot of tourism companies advertise as having the best guides, but who decides who is the best guide, and how do people from not just marginalised backgrounds, but people that want the opportunity to work in tourism actually start on that tourism journey. So when we founded, I worked in Mongolia previously, and when we decided, so when I say we, that's me and Turu, who's my tourism partner, we founded the business back in 2010, and we decided that we wanted to provide opportunities to people such as ourselves. And so because somebody took the chance in me and believed in me, so we wanted to extend that to Mongolian people as well. In Mongolia, in the tourism industry, majority of drivers are men, so it just felt right to counterbalance that by employing female guides. And rather than taking women that already worked in the industry and had the contacts and had the connections, we decided to create a free training program whereby we would boost women's confidence and skills, and they could use tourism for whatever purpose they chose, whether that was economic empowerment, freedom from their family, adventure, skills, or just professional development. And that's what we have continued to do. We do that countrywide with our partnering families, and also through projects that also support not just women, but Mongolian people throughout the country. And when I first started this, and actually even here today, it's quite interesting, I often get approached and asked, who do I work for? And often people think that I must have somebody above me who is male. There must be a male owner of the company. And this is proof, I think. I mean, we've been doing this a very long time. 2010, when I started this, I was a brunette, and you can probably tell I'm not now. And as with yourself, we got it through the pandemic. I mean, 2 of the toughest years, surely. We got the team through, we got our partnering families through, and I think this award is a pat on the back, really, not just to me, but to the team as well. And it just shows that you have to believe in what you do, you have to persevere, and everybody deserves a chance, and everybody can prove, we all make mistakes, but real life is messy, isn't it? And tourism, by only saying we employ the best, you're not allowing people the opportunity to shine. So we take on that messiness and we invite our guests to be part of a bigger philosophy. And that's really what drives us. So if there's anybody out there that is starting their own tourism journey, just remember that you can make a difference. Tourism can be powerful, and it can have a positive impact, no matter the size of the company. So just thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One quick question. Yeah. How did you find out about the award?
This is a very long, for 10 years or over, I've been running the business single-handedly. And during the pandemic, I was invited to join Tourism Declares a Climate Emergency. We then had the opportunity to be a case study for 2 postgrad students. One of those then came to Mongolia with her colleague, and the colleague basically said afterwards they both studied on the Responsible Travel Master's course at Leeds Beckett University, and they basically said, we want to be able to support the work that you do because it really does change people's lives. And so she basically encouraged me to apply.
Brilliant. Well, thank you. What is it? Declares an emergency. Tourism declares an climate emergency, who we're signatories of. And thank you, Leeds Beckett, for sending your students to Mongolia and knowing about us and the award. Brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Not at all. Oh, yes, absolutely. So we always said that we wanted one company to learn from another company, and Travel Excellence were the award winners last year, and we said we wanted you to pass the baton on to this year's award winners. So please, Marika from Travel Excellence Costa Rica, would you like to hand over the baton for the Travel Award? Next year, Marta, you'll have to be back to be passing on this award to the winners of the Accommodation Award. But please, know each other, learn from each other. You both are the most brilliant of companies when it comes to gender equality and tourism.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's my pleasure. Congratulations. It's nice to hear all your projects and internal policies. It's great, and keep it up. So it's my pleasure to hand over the award, and congratulations from all the quality team here, Travel Excellence, and yeah, ITB and all the visitors.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. So you now have 2 companies to emanate, 2 companies to check out, plus a program in Brazil. If only every hotel chain could do what they are doing, just think how many victims of gender-based violence we could provide accommodation to. So, you know, lots of precious learning to be followed. We'd like now to have a panel discussion about how we can improve gender equality and the reasons for that. So you two, if you'd like to take you anywhere you like, and if I can invite Michelle Mason from the Sustainable Hospitality Alliance and Rika from Roundtable, ITB, GTSC as well. Brilliant, thank you. And thank you all for wanting to share your pearls of wisdom with us all. Marta, would you like to come and join them? Because, yes. I can stand. We didn't know you were going to be here, right? I know it is. And you've got mics between you, right? So if I start with you, Jess, just to congratulate you once again on winning that award, I'd like to ask what impact you think having the award might have for you all, apart from being a pat on the back.
This is embarrassing. I haven't worked out how to turn my microphone on.
Is it on anyway?
Hello? Oh, aha. So for Eternal Landscapes, the success of our informal training scheme, although we don't have metrics in place, we know the difference it's made in the lives of Mongolian women that we employ. And so we're actually looking to formalize the scheme by creating a physical training center or tourism training and support center. So from my own perspective, that's how I can see the impact that gender inequality has had on our own sort of personal team.
Brilliant, thank you. Can I ask you the same question, Marta? What do you think winning an award like this for the Embrace Rise programme is likely to have?
Well, first of all, it's a great recognition of the collective work done by the teams, and it showcases the commitment that we have to this cause, which is, for us, is a global cause, not only for Brazil. It's a core cause. So it's a great opportunity, right, to communicate and to share it. But also, it's a reward, I think, to all those women, right, that they're being, lodged in our hotels and taking care of us, and we'll go back to Brazil, and we're going to share with our partners. We're going to share it with the women. We're going to really celebrate it.
That is absolutely brilliant to hear. And I do hope that other Accor hotels follow your example. Wouldn't it be wonderful if it was a global initiative?
Yes, we have a similar, not exactly, thing that we do in France, but it's a little different. But we are trying to implement it in Chile and also in Mexico, which is part of our region because we are Americas, right? So we're trying to replicate this program in other countries as well.
Brilliant. That's absolutely wonderful to hear. Michelle, 60–70% of women make up the tourism workforce, yet we still suffer from gender pay gaps, job level gaps. Why?
I think the key here is, the first point is we've got to take a multifaceted approach. We can't just do this on our own. First of all, I like to think that as having a background in HR and recruitment, that we take a stand in relation to how we work within organisations. We look at why aren't the women at the top and in senior leadership role? And I always think the key question here, because there's always somebody that gets close to that ceiling, when do we ask them what challenges they experienced and how we as businesses can work towards supporting them and addressing some of the challenges that they faced and making those changes while we're here? It's about increasing awareness through training and creating cultures of inclusivity. I think that's really key, is listening and being bold about making those changes within organisations. So senior leadership and above looks really different. That's what I think.
Great. Rika, you've made it to the top in a lot of ways in the tourism sector. Just one challenge and how you overcame it.
Well, I think these bubbles are still there and the boys' clubs are there. And for all of us, I think each of you can tell a story how this boys' clubs is really not helping you to advance. But I really believe in networking, and I believe that all the women who are in leadership roles should come together, but also the women who are not in leadership roles, because of course they need role models to see, yes, we can advance, we can do things, but we also need to support these initiatives also on a very small level, in the local levels, as you did wonderfully do, yeah? But also, talk about it, get them united in associations, you know, and of course work with NGOs to really reach everybody, each woman, because they are doing the work actually in tourism. It's the women who are the workforce in tourism. And also, if we talk about climate change, they are the ones who are suffering most.
Absolutely, absolutely. I put that question to you just as a follow-up from Michelle, but the question I actually wanted to ask you, there's been a stage going on with 2 mornings of full sessions at ITB this year, all focusing on EDI. And I'm wondering whether gender equality is being pushed off the agenda because of the rise in the agenda of EDI. And I wonder what you thought about that.
I think this is a very interesting question, because I believe in equity, diversity, inclusion, and DEI, and it's a wonderful thing if all of the companies do adopt it and try to make a change in their companies. But it is also very dangerous, especially if it comes to gender equality, because women are not a minority. You know, normally if we talk about diversity, equity, inclusion, and this is also, I mean, people of color, it's also a question, they're not really minority. I mean, this is stupid. But if it comes to women and people of color, I think we really must distinguish. And I'm afraid a little bit that this is this fruit basket, big basket full of fruits, a little bit of DEI for everybody, but you do not really do things to change for some of the groups who really need to be, and women are, as they are not a minority at all, they need special attendance and special things to be looked after. And another thing is that it's easy now for men also to get engaged. They take over a little bit. Yeah, you can see that in the DEI movement. A lot of, I'm not talking about now LGBT or something, but straight white men, those in these bubbles, they suddenly own DEI as well. So I think that we have to pay attention. We always have to bring in our point of view as well. Yeah, and especially if it comes to DEI. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. When we look at the intersectionality, where you've got gender as well as, it's really important that the as well as doesn't become, they work together rather than cherry pick one or the other. And we have to acknowledge that diversity looks different in every single space, and every single space has different varying issues. And like I said, let's be bold about tackling it wherever we see it, to keep it on the agenda as well as.
Absolutely. The other big topic at ITB has been resilience, this word that gets bandied around. Marika, how does gender equality help a company be more resilient?
Well, I think diversification, every company needs diversification in order to structure themselves in different topics, let it be, let's say, I mean, women, we know that we have very good soft skills, let's say, so a company needs those kind of soft skills as well to have a nice work-life balance, for example, to include internal policies, to have a smooth working environment. The men are more known for, let's say, strategic thinking. So the more diversification you have in the company, the more successful you can, you could, or you will be, right? And women are part of diversification, and yeah, it's an added value, let's say, to keep women in top positions or get them into the top positions of the companies.
Well, Travel Excellence have certainly seen that gender equality has paid off for them in terms of being an ever-expanding company. So if growth equals resilience, then gender equality equals growth, then we can see that as part of the resilience. Jess, if you were going to advise a company that was starting their gender equality journey, what lessons would you give them?
I would say start. Rather than just looking at metrics and policies and you know, the more formal side, what's important first is you start, and maybe if you already have a team, you speak to the team, because this is about people, surely. This is about people and their lives. And I mean, I work in tourism, so the impact that tourism can have on people's lives. And if you are dealing with people, then the best thing you can do is communicate with them openly. So from my perspective, you make a start, and you're honest, and you're transparent, and you realize that you are going to make mistakes, because we're human and we make mistakes. But I think if you can be open and honest and transparent, and you will progress, but you will also go backwards as well. And once you've started that process, then you can look at ways that you can put in the policies, and you can then start to measure what you do. But I mean, I'm talking from the perspective of being a micro business, but from that perspective, the most important thing is to start, because once you've done that, you've already started to make an impact as well.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Everybody just start. If you start the journey, that's... Marika, do you want
May
to
I add
say
maybe something? Very
Yeah.
happy that you're saying that, because I remember the same question last year and I said almost the same. I said like, just do it. Just start it. It's a journey, like this process. It's not about like winning the award. Of course, it's super nice, but it's the way to get there. And you're saying the same. And I don't know if you heard my answer last year, but we're saying the same.
It was
so
the
it's-
same answer, yeah.
Yes, so
Just
it's
start,
encouraging
just
people
do it.
to do it.
Absolutely. We're just about out of time, but Marta, for the final question, how do we keep gender equality on top of the agenda?
Well, I think gender equality is already on the top of the agenda in most of the companies, by the way, because we have goals to be met, and it has to do with the valuation of stocks. There's a lot of, interests involved in this. But thinking, like practically, is a little bit of, you said, we have to do things and forge leaderships. Sometimes we think about leaderships in the top management. Don't forget it. Just go to the ground and you find a lot of leadership there. And then you create these affinity groups, and those people, they are going to come up with the great ideas, excellent projects, and then you can build lots of things, and not being so worried about everything organized and so on. Of course, it's nice to have like a gender program organized. Right now in Accor, we do have one. We have RISE, which is a very good program, super organized. But when we started, we didn't have anything. We just started doing one initiative. I remember we had just one initiative, and that was enough to start doing things. So yes, I think it's on the top of the agenda, and my advice would be really to involve the people from the ground, and not to worry much about being too organized.
Okay, another person who says, just start, don't worry about the organization of it. Start at the bottom, and let's just all do stuff that helps increase gender equality. So according to that, I'm on minus time. Oh, very good. Any question, and also the audience, any questions from up there online? I haven't got, it should come up here. And I haven't seen anything. In the meantime, any questions from the audience to our panel? Can't see it out there very well. Yes, please.
Is it on? Okay. Just to the Brazilian beautiful lady, the program that you started, are you still continuing with it? Because you spoke, obviously, it was a COVID intervention program, but you are continuing with it. Those ladies that need protection, how are you continuing with that program?
Yeah, we'll continue with the program. That was a decision that we made last year to turn it into something permanent. Of course, we have support, from certain, NGOs to support us with the program. The main problem now is, I would say, to bring more money to keep it running. So Accor is funding all the lodgings. Accor, the global office, by the way, we have a Heartist Fund, and there's a Heartist Fund that really pays for the lodgings of the women. But we also other expenses with the support for legal and social and psychological assistance that are supported by the other partners. So what we're doing now is just trying to bring more companies, corporate world, to support us to maintain the program. So that's the idea. It's successful. We have a lot of partnerships also with governmental entities that are responsible for the women. But it's not something that you do by yourself. You need to have this relationship with the government entities in charge of the women. Yeah, the idea is to move forward, to implement in other countries and to replicate. And we learn a lot from that, and we are happy to advise anyone who would like to do something like that. We have plenty of experience, and we're very happy to share our experience.
Brilliant, thank you. And thank you for that question. Yes, we wouldn't have given them the award if they'd stopped at the end of the pandemic. It was the fact that it was an ongoing program that Accor is going to provide a refuge for women who suffer from gender-based violence. That was what we think is so fantastic. Going
also
beyond
have a helpline, don't you? A helpline, isn't there a helpline as well? A helpline for women who are in danger?
Excuse me, sorry. Can you repeat?
Is there a helpline? I remember there was something like a helpline where women
we
can refer to.
We do have a helpline, which is a little different. We have what we call Accor's female helpline, which is for our employees. So if any employee, any female employee needs any help, they call this helpline, and they also have legal, social, and psychological assistance through the channel. But it's just for our employees. And then we have Embrace program for the community. So it's for all the women. Any woman can be part of this program. Okay. Once they need it, and then we will protect them.
It's wonderful. It is wonderful, yeah, absolutely. Very deserving of a champion award. Any questions from up there? No? No. Any more questions from the audience? Okay, well, just leaves me to thank this wonderful panel. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for your insights. And thank you all for being here. And I do hope you make it home, despite your potential problems with transportation, trying to leave
Spread the word, because next year there's going to be another.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you very much, Rika. Yes. If you didn't win the award this year, maybe you will next year. Try it. Apply. If you're just here and this is the first time you've ever heard of it, tell your friends about it. Encourage others to apply. Follow us on Equality in Tourism, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever channel it is that you prefer to use. And we will be here next year. We'll be the third year, and maybe we will have 3 categories. We would love to have a public sector category too. FYI, just thinking aloud for next year. So please, yes, tell your friends all about it and encourage them to apply. Thank you, Rika.